Magyana Timirandasya Gyana Gyana Salakaya Chasu Umiditanyena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Kam Karutu Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatadam Bande Sri Gurum Dinatarana Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhubhyas Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nitya Ananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasade Gura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So you are welcome to today's class. And first of all, we are going to just make a recap of some of the things we studied in our last 2 lessons or 3 lessons. So let me just start. First of all, we talked about classroom norms. Then we talked about the in order to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada Society and its members. Then we said we achieve this by enabling students, these are the objectives, to understand the long-standing principles of discipleship as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the broader Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, and appreciate the unique context in which these teachings are applied. Also to apply this principle to form spiritually healthy, constructive relationships with their gurus and senior Vaishnavas, and to act appropriately within those relationships. Also to develop the values and attitudes required of a disciple. When we say disciple, the word disciple comes from discipline. So there are some attitudes required of a disciple, some values also a disciple must acquire in order to be seen as a proper disciple. And also to cooperatively serve Srila Prabhupada or the Supreme and his various representatives in order to perpetuate Srila Prabhupada's teachings and missions through both personal example and instructions. Then we talk about the course principles and values. That one of them is Srila Prabhupada as a preeminent Siksha Guru, allegiance to ISKCON and Paramparam, respect for multiple authorities and senior Vaishnavas, considerate selection of Guru, faith in Guru's instructions, commitment to vows and Srila Prabhupada's mission, exemplary sadhana, conduct and balanced lifestyle, inquiry, humility and service. Also favorable association, inclusivity and cooperation, cultivation and propagation of the holy name. Then we went ahead to discuss a lot about how Srila Prabhupada is the preeminent Guru. And then we talked about the types of gurus. We have the Siksha Guru and we have the Diksha Guru. That the Diksha Guru has some functions. We enumerated the functions of the Diksha Guru. And the Diksha Guru gives instructions. He initiates and officiates connections to Paramparam. He gives spiritual name, gives mantra, and also accepts disciples' vows, remove disciples' sinful reactions at initiation. Yes. So this Diksha Guru can only be one, the person who connects you to the family of Vaishnavas. Officially, it can only be one, it cannot be two. So Diksha Guru can only be one, but Siksha Gurus can be many. Okay? Your Pujari can be a Siksha Guru. The person who brings you to Krishna consciousness is your Siksha Guru. Your parents are also your Siksha Gurus. There are so many types of Siksha Gurus you can get. The person who trains you on Sankirtan is also your Siksha Guru. The person who guides you on your daily devotional performances is your Siksha Guru. Those you are hearing Bhagavatam from every day, they are your Siksha Gurus. And therefore, Siksha Gurus can be many. And this ISKCON is a Siksha connection. It is a Siksha institution that the original Siksha Guru is Krishna, and all the great Mahajans also become Gurus, and all the Gurus in the Paramparams become Gurus just by following the instructions of Krishna. And all the Gurus are also given the same instruction that Krishna gave. Therefore, they don't speculate. They're properly connected to the line. They don't give a self-styled knowledge, and they live by example. You see, so Siksha is very, very important. Actually, Diksha is like part of Siksha. Diksha is part of Siksha. So Siksha is very, very important that even in our Acharya lines, most of the people in the Acharyas are Siksha Gurus, not even Diksha Gurus, and their examples given. Then we talked about the Paramparam system also. And the Paramparam system, first we say all the Gurus are one, and we gave the example of a tree, that from any branch of the tree, any leaf you pick, you squeeze it, the same taste is there, the same quality of liquid that comes from this branch will come from the other one. So all the Siksha Gurus are one. They are all unified in giving instructions, in obedience to Srila Prabhupada's instruction and the Parampara, entire Parampara. So we should be able to train ourselves to see the oneness in Gurus. Okay? Then we talk about the Paramparam that yes, if we are to receive proper knowledge, as in the case of ISKCON, we receive knowledge through a descending process. And we gave the example of a mango, the very ripe mango tree on the top, mango fruit on the top. If you want to get it to the ground unbroken, you just have to pass it to the next person on the next branch. The person on that branch will pass it down on, and it will get to the ground unbroken. But the other way of getting it is to use a catapult. Then it will just break the fruit and smashes on the ground, and whatever you can pick, you pick. See? So that process is not recommended. The recommended process is to follow the disciplic succession, so that the fruit will be handed over to you from branch to branch, from one acharya to the other, from one acharya to the other until it has come to us. This is the proper way of receiving knowledge in a Paramparam. And a lot more were said. Then we also talked about the retreat philosophy, that it is a proxy kind of initiation whereby people believe that some devotees at a point argued against what was going on, that some people who are acting as gurus are not all that very qualified because of many fall downs that they experienced, and that some of them were acting with pride that resulted in fall downs, and they lost faith in them, and they started propagating the philosophy that only Srila Prabhupada is pure. So people can only initiate, the current gurus can only initiate on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, that they are not pure enough to become gurus. especially after hearing that the Guru is as good as God, and you have to worship the Guru the way you worship Krishna. And some of them took it, some of them absorbed, maybe due to some offenses, I don't know. Some of them absorbed it, they were receiving the services, and they started having problems. And these problems justified what these other people were saying. And this other one saying that no one is qualified also, they stood on that and started propagating initiation by proxy. Everybody should only initiate for Srila Prabhupada. But we say that is not the system. That is not the proper system. Why? Because there have been no example in the whole history of the Vaishnava culture where that was done. And no place, no example anywhere that somebody had to jump his own guru to his grandfather guru to get initiation. It is never done. Yes, and if we are insisting on that, we are indirectly saying that Srila Prabhupada did not make any pure devotee. So if Prabhupada, those who were in direct contact with Prabhupada could not become pure devotees, so where is the chance that those who are disciples of the disciples of those disciples can become pure devotees? So it is completely faulty approach. And our current ISKCON gurus are living example. Complete defeat. Because they are doing well, they are representing Srila Prabhupada very well. Those who fell anyway. There is some faults in some of their way of conduct anyway, and they fell. But there are those who are standing. They have stood the test of time. They became guru at young age. They have become old. They are still gurus. You see, so the living gurus are a direct defeat to the retreat philosophy that is not accepted. So that was where we ended. There are a lot of quotations to that effect. Therefore, go and study the student handbook to get these facts very solidly. Then now we are coming to lesson 3. Jamasami Mataji? Okay. Make me a co-host so that I will eventually share. Okay. So current lesson is lesson 3. Srila Prabhupada as ISKCON founder. Huh?
You already co-host.
Okay. Sorry, my computer is coming up. It was fighting with me, so I defeated it by offing it, and it's coming up. When it comes up fully. But before then, let me be speaking. So Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. And the topic is the functions of the founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, the empowered representative of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ISKCON in the future. These are the 3 main topics we are going to deal with. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya. So we have to brainstorm now. Let's go into a brainstorming exercise. Devotees who explain the meaning of the term founder Acharya and preeminent guru. By that, we have to discuss the unique function of the founder Acharya of an institution. So let us brainstorm and list some of the ways. There is a empty box in the student handbook, and you are expected to fill that box. So in what ways did Srila Prabhupada function as the founder Acharya and preeminent guru of ISKCON? Who is a founder Acharya? What does it mean to found? What does it mean to found? To found means to give a basis or firm support to found. There was no house, there was no land, you bought a land and you had to make a foundation. So ISKCON was not there. But Srila Prabhupada founded ISKCON. What does it mean by that? It means he gave the basis of firm support. He made the structure. Then it means again, secondly, to grant in the subject of what does it mean by to grant? To set up or establish for the first time an institution with provision for its perpetual existence. So, in what ways did Srila Prabhupada function as a founder acharya? This is the question we are asking now. In what ways did Srila Prabhupada function as the founder acharya and preeminent Siksha Guru of ISKCON? So, bring your points out and let us list them. In what ways did Srila Prabhupada function as the founder acharya and the preeminent guru? In what ways? Yes. At least what comes to your mind when we ask this question? Bring it out. Back to research. Dr. Richard?
Hare Krishna. By giving instruction, I'm speaking.
By giving
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna?
Instructions to, I said by giving his instructions to his followers.
Okay. Yes, original instructions were given by Srila Prabhupada because initially there was no ISKCON when Srila Prabhupada went to the West. And when he got to the West, it was a very tough situation because the Westerners' way of life was completely different from the Vedic way of life. So it's like he has come to hell to preach. You see? But he didn't go alone. He went to the West with the instruction of his guru. He went with one basic tool, and that is the instructions of his guru. He took it to heart. Of all the properties that Prabhupada went to West with, those instructions of his guru are the most important properties. So physically, he had no Lakshmi. He didn't go with Lakshmi. And he didn't have contacts, friends. He was there alone. And when he went around, he saw people on the park, the people he's supposed to preach to. There are people that have taken drugs. They have been using that. They have lost faith in this world. They have lost faith in everything. They have lost faith in everything you can ever think of in this world. They are frustrated. Some are very rich already, but the riches did not give them satisfaction. Sorry. It did not give them satisfaction. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hi. Sorry, I'm fine. But let me come. Okay. Hey, bear with me. This is very serious. Hare Krishna. Hey, yeah. Don't start recording, no, please. Somebody should tell me what to do now. The computer I'm trying to use is echoing. It's echoing.
Hi, Krishna. I think
Adibo.
you should reduce the volume of the other one you're not using.
Huh?
You should try reducing the volume from the other device.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, you are using
Adibo.
two devices. You are using two devices. So the other one, the other one. That is why you are hearing the echo.
Hare Krishna.
So you have to switch off one and then you leave one, or you lower the volume of one.
I muted one, and the remaining one is the one echoing.
Yes, it's okay now. It's not echoing.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
It's still
Hare
echoing.
Krishna. It's okay now. But I'm hearing
I
myself.
say we hear the echo. Yes, we hear the echo. Yes. I think it's because of the two devices. It has both has microphone. So this one will sound.
Maybe
The
I
other
should
one will
off
sound.
one.
Yes.
I should off one. Hey,
I think it's okay.
it's like the one I'm trying to off is the one that I'm co-host. So if I leave now, I off the whole platform.
But don't worry, we can still hear.
Huh? I don't want to off the computer also, because that's where I have my PowerPoint.
So you can mute one of the microphones.
Sorry, tell me.
Prabhu, I was saying you should reduce the volume on the other one. Since you are using your video and listening from here, you should reduce it from the one you're sharing the PowerPoint presentation. You can reduce it to the lowest.
Okay. Let me try. It's in the highest. It's not in the lowest. I think it's okay now.
Yeah, it's good now.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
I hope this is not recorded though. Okay. Thank you. We can continue. Srila Prabhupada, when he went to the West, it was tough. But he actually went with the instructions of his spiritual master. And it is said in the Bhagavad Gita that those who are resolute in purpose, their aim is one. You see, that oneness of aim is the strong determination to carry out the order of the spiritual master. So if you are not ready to carry out the order of the spiritual master, don't even take initiation. You see? So Srila Prabhupada went there with the strong intention to carry out the order of his spiritual master. So even though everything externally looked very difficult and impossible, but Srila Prabhupada was determined, very, very determined to carry out instructions. Therefore, there was divine intervention. You all remember the story of the sparrow, isn't it? The sparrow in the Bhagavatam who wanted to dry up the ocean because the ocean swallowed his eggs. Looking at it, the sparrow cannot swallow, he cannot dry up the ocean because he will pick little water from the ocean on his beak, fly so many miles and drop it in the desert and come back again to pick little. How can you dry the ocean? But he started it with determined, was so determined to do it. And he was going for days. Then the news went around the universe. Then Garuda heard the story Immediately, hey, my younger brother is in trouble. So Garuda came and threatened the ocean, return the eggs, otherwise I will dry you up immediately. And the ocean knows that Garuda can do it. So immediately, the ocean returned the eggs. These are your eggs, please don't dry me up. Then the sparrow got his eggs back. So this is determination. Srila Prabhupada went to the West. The West was terrible. Their way of living, their values, everything about them was terrible. But he has gone there to carry out the instructions of his spiritual master. So without determination, he was expecting divine intervention, that things will fall in place eventually. So when he went to the park, he saw people who are drunk and they can stay there half naked for the whole day. They have lost faith in the material world and the way of economic development, sense gratification. But they don't have any other alternative. And he went there and he started this bhajans there. The whole Swami is in the West in the midst of hippies chanting his bhajans. Then when they heard it, this looked transcendental. They have not heard this before. Then they started coming one by one. As he's dancing, then they start dancing along as he's singing. Then some of them started bringing instruments. Those people who are surviving on drugs, some of them know how to play instruments. Their instrument is their wife. And they brought it, and this one brought his instrument. He started playing along what Swamiji is playing. And Srila Prabhupada was extremely tolerant. And he started encouraging them. Then they started gathering around him. And this is how this ISKCON was formed. Even when they rented the place, it is some of them who look for money to rent the place. They put themselves together. And it was Srila Prabhupada who was cooking for them. We cook, serve them, and even wash the plates. Until gradually some of them started, let us help Swamiji now. They felt the love that this is a different Swami. He's not proud, he's humble, and he's serving everybody. Then they started to assist him. And gradually this ISKCON was born. So the International Society for Krishna Consciousness we are seeing, the structure was established by Srila Prabhupada. The original grant, he dug the ground. He dug the foundation and he put the structure as it's supposed to be. All the rules and regulations we are supposed to follow is Prabhupada who instructed, who listed them. All the books we are reading for guidance is Srila Prabhupada. Everything, the number of rounds to chant is determined by Srila Prabhupada. And the whole structure, which program to attend first, Mangalati, Guru Puja, all the program arrangement was designed by Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, is the founder Acharya. So, tell us more. In what ways did Srila Prabhupada function as the founder Acharya? Which other way?
Well, he functioned as a founder Acharya because of the education. He was an educated elite who can speak the Western language, who can speak English. So as his guru also saw that he is somebody who is an educated elite. And then they instructed him that you can go to the West and also establish Krishna consciousness. So the education, being a degree holder or being educated, also helped very well to function in the
that is also
foundation.
true. He was educated both materially and spiritually. He knew what they knew, and he knew what they didn't know. So he was able to pick them up from wherever they are, package the message in a way that they will be able to receive and assimilate it. Understand? A teacher may be a professor, but if it's to teach primary school children, he cannot start speaking his university language to the primary school children or kindergarten children. He had to speak according to their level. So Srila Prabhupada knew how to package and present the very high philosophy in such a way to the layers of men. People who have no rules and regulations who are completely frustrated, who do not know any. In fact, whose life was like they were living in parks. Some of them are from rich homes, but they abandoned their homes. They were living in parks. I mean, they were so frustrated about this world. The next thing is to go and commit suicide. These are the type of people he gathered around, he was able to present them. And it is a sign of great empowerment. Someone who can give the highest thing to the lowest person. That was Srila Prabhupada. So, yes, his education helped. But it's not just the material education, but because of the spiritual education and because of his spiritual discipline. Education without discipline can only produce devils, clever devils. But Srila Prabhupada was highly disciplined in the Vedic culture. So he was an acharya living by example. And he was able to inspire them. The untouchables, inspire them. And they took up to Krishna consciousness. India was surprised. The time Srila Prabhupada went back to India, because people have come, some very advanced devotees have come before to the West, but they could not make it. But Srila Prabhupada came without penny. Those people came with money even, but they couldn't establish anything. But Srila Prabhupada came without money, yet he was able to establish the movement. So it is a sign of great empowerment. Srila Prabhupada was greatly empowered by Lord Chaitanya, and therefore he was able to function as a founder acharya. And as a founder acharya, he registered the movements. He was able to give all the rules and regulations how to conduct themselves in the movements, and personally taught them how many rounds to chant. He established the number of rounds to chant. He established the regulatory principles for everyone to follow. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada actually functioned as the founder acharya. In fact, he designed the 7 purposes of ISKCON. The purposes of ISKCON that until today we are building on. It was Srila Prabhupada who established them. Okay? So all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And all the books we are reading and distributing, they were all written by Srila Prabhupada. So he gives the guides, he established the principles, he officially, from nowhere, established this movement. And much more. A lot can be said about how he functioned as the founder Acharya. Therefore, all glories to him. Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada has a unique position as the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness and the preeminent teacher and ultimate authority within our society. Srila Prabhupada has a unique relationship with every ISKCON devotee. Srila Prabhupada has a unique relationship with every ISKCON devotee. That's why even when you chant your Guru Pranam, you still have to chant Srila Prabhupada Pranam in addition. All our songs, you must sing Srila Prabhupada's Pranam also. So, yes, Srila Prabhupada functioned as a preeminent. Now, let us go ahead. In the box below, list reasons why we assess Srila Prabhupada as the empowered representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why should ISKCON followers maintain such exclusive loyalty to Srila Prabhupada? Why should we see Srila Prabhupada? What are the things he did that make us to feel that actually Srila Prabhupada was empowered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What are the things? We're already explaining how he brought the highest thing. Adibo, are you hearing me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay. How Srila Prabhupada brought the highest thing to the lowest of people? Because so many people came to the West to travel, to try, but they all failed. Even his own god brothers, they came to the West with money, people who are very educated, they came to the West. And it was not easy for them. They went back. But Srila Prabhupada came and he succeeded. Srila Prabhupada came and he succeeded. Is the host there? Jamasami Mataji?
He's gone. He's gone.
Did he give co-host to anybody?
No problem.
He tried to give to me, but my God. The PowerPoints are in the computer and I'm not allowed to share because
The co-host is the Richard. Richard on
huh?
the page. He is the co-host.
Okay. So Richard, give me allowance to share my PowerPoints. Make me a co-host. Or make me host or co-host. How do we say it? Not on this device where I am Franklin. It's the other device, the computer where I'm Chaitanya Prema. Give co-host to Chaitanya Prema, not to Franklin Johnson. Can you do that, Dr. Richard? Go to the participants, right click on the participants, then you
Okay.
align my name, Chaitanya Prema, as a make co-host. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna, I can't do it too.
Huh? Cannot do it? Let me try and call
Yes,
Jamasa. It is done? Hey, Jamasami is not even online. Okay, it's a second. Hare Krishna Mother, please make me co-host for the computer where my name is Chaitanya Prema. Where you have made me co-host now, the part.
You are the host, so you can make yourself co-host.
Let me, don't go away yet. Let me try.
Okay.
So I will click on my name.
Yes, you click on your name, you will see co-host, host, or muting, or on video.
I've seen the co-host. Yes, I've made myself co-host now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, bro. Okay.
But please don't be going far away. Yeah.
No, I'm not far. My phone is with me.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So sorry for the interruptions there, devotees. Let me try to share my PowerPoints now. Share. Hare Krishna. Okay, I think I'm there now. I think you can see my screen, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you. Srila Prabhupada is not founder Acharya. So just as we were saying, to found something means to give a basis of firm support to. So Srila Prabhupada gave the basis of firm support to ISKCON. He actually defined everything and everything going according to his definition. Then to ground in, that means a subject of instruction. All what we are following is Srila Prabhupada's instruction. All the books we are reading, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all the major books in ISKCON are written by Srila Prabhupada. And the purposes of ISKCON were given by Srila Prabhupada. The definition of how to do devotional service as per the deity worship and the program structure, starting from Mangalati to Guru Puja, to Tulasi Puja to Guru Puja, Nisingadev to Rajbhog to Guru Arati, Sandhya Arati, is Srila Prabhupada. When to put the deities to rest, it's Srila Prabhupada who gave that standard. He defined the standard. And to set up or establish for the first time an institution, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness was not there. It was Srila Prabhupada who established ISKCON with provision for its perpetual existence. And perpetual existence means he gave a structure that even after he left, we are following. He instituted the GBC, for instance, the GBC Governing Body Commission. Srila Prabhupada instituted it. And he personally trained his GBC representatives on how to manage the movements, even in his absence. He did not give prominence to any single guru. Instead, he formed a body, because most movements die after the founder Acharya dies or leave the body or leave the planet. There will be conflicts as to who is to occupy the position, and there will be quarrels and dissension. Each and everyone start breaking away and forming their own things. So that was how it was, how it used to be generally. And this one was very young when Prabhupada left. 10 years, just 10 years. ISKCON was just 10 years old. The movement that will survive for 10,000 years was just 10 years old. Meaning it's like 5 years baby. ISKCON was like 5 years baby. Teaching problem, how to form basic proper character, so many things, stage by stage. ISKCON has to pass through all this. It's because of the foundations that Prabhupada laid. The GBC structure is set to manage the overall movement, and he personally guided them. So this is in line to set up or establish for the first time an institution or etc. with provision for its perpetual existence. And up to tomorrow, it is what is said that we are still following. Follow 4 regulatory principles, chant 16 rounds, wake up by 4 o'clock, wake the deities by 4:30, wake the deities by 4 o'clock, start Mangalati by 4:30, do Nisinga Arati, and immediately after that, Tulasi Puja, then some service, then Guru Puja, then afternoon, then evening Sandhya Arati, all the programs, he established them and personally taught disciples by example how to follow. So it is by his arrangement that ISKCON is still surviving. And up to tomorrow, ISKCON will survive because the structure is there now. And the books are there, unadulterated. Bhagavad Gita as it is there unadulterated. So ISKCON founder Charles Prabhupada. Now somebody can read what is on the screen if it is not too small for you, please.
the Sambada Jhana or teachings are handed down in a Sampradaya from the founder Acharya of the Sampradaya. These original teachings and the founder Acharya of the Sampradaya should be worshipped with all respect. One should be loyal to his conclusions. One should be loyal to his conclusions
and
and
instructions.
not taking teachings from others. One should take as Siksha Guru only a person who is following. Please, can you scroll it up for us?
I don't know, it's not going up. Okay. Who is following the structure or the instructions of his of the previous acharyas? Let's take it like that. So that is it. The Sambandha Gyan means the science of relationship. Or teachings, yes, of what are the demarcations, who is who, what is what. It was handed down in a Sampradaya, in a discipline succession, from founder Acharya of the Sampradaya down. And these original teachings and the founder Acharya of the Sampradaya should be worshipped with all respect. That's why if anyone tries to change what Prabhupada has said, other devotees don't agree, senior devotees don't agree. And even if you are senior and you try to change what the Prabhupada says, they will battle with you. They will not agree. Yes. And that is to protect the thing as it is, so that even after our living, those who are coming behind will come and meet the thing unadulterated. Very, very important. Everybody should protect. If you see somebody deviating, trying to do something substandard, you have to try your best to try to rectify. You can approach authority. If you are not in position to correct the person, point it out to those who are in position so that they can rectify it, so that the movement will be a good place for all of us. Once we be loyal to his conclusions, we should all be loyal to Srila Prabhupada's conclusion. The 16 rounds he told us to chant, we should all make sure that current disciples are chanting 16 rounds. The gurus are also chanting 16 rounds, at least. And they are doing it. They are showing by example. If you see the personal life of all our gurus, you'll be shocked. They are not telling us to do this and they are doing something else. No. All our gurus are very, very strict. They don't fail to attend Mangalati unless they are extremely sick. All our current gurus, go and see what they are doing in their personal life. They never fail to wake up when it is 3 o'clock. Some wake up earlier than that. And they chant their rounds vigorously. Some 15 finish their rounds before they come to Mangalati. The current gurus we're having, they are all very strict. They all have personal deities. Apart from the general deity in the temple, they have personal deities. And when the gurus come, they come with their personal deity. When they travel, for instance, if you see BDD or other gurus, they come. Any guru that comes, he has his own personal deities. And he never fails to offer fruits or whatever standard he has set. He never fails to do it. So they are very, very strict in following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. And that is why they are called acharyas also, because they are living by example. Understand? And their example is measured. Their life is measured by the standard set by Srila Prabhupada. Okay? And they are loyal. You see? And if you have to take a Siksha Guru, we have to follow some instructions from some other people. That person you want to follow instruction, look whether he's actually following Srila Prabhupada's standard. Then you take instructions from him. That's why even if gurus from other components of Vedic life, when they visit our temples, we don't Srila Prabhupada is strict about allowing them to come and give class or whatever. No. Unless they know that that person is actually following Srila Prabhupada and is loyal. We are going to come to that in more details. So it's very important that, yes, we maintain loyalty to Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Here, to make it easy, we can just brainstorm. Let us discuss why. Why should we accept Srila Prabhupada as empowered representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the modern age? Why? That question we should try to answer. Why? Let me read from the student handbook, page 21. Yes, Hare Krishna.
I wanted to talk about the question, but you are ready, so let me stop.
No. Talk first. Normally, the students talk and bring it.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is believed and is also Krishna himself. And he also came in this Kali Yuga, these last days of the Kali Yuga. So in this modern age, when we talk about Krishna, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we believe that through his teachings and the modern way of bringing Krishna consciousness, that was how Srila Prabhupada also came as a servant to also preach Krishna consciousness. And we believe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna complete. So his servant is also Srila Prabhupada, who came to preach, and we are all following their footsteps and the Guru Parampara. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But the question is it only Srila Prabhupada? Because there are many other gurus.
To my knowledge, small knowledge I have, I think Srila Prabhupada, when we see the work he has done and how far he has established, I think in the whole world, I don't think there is any guru who has worked for Krishna consciousness, who has been well established in the world, who is higher than Srila Prabhupada. I think where Srila Prabhupada, his teachings,
it's okay. It's okay, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yes, Srila Prabhupada did well. Yes, Dr. Joshua.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. It's because he propagates the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The messages that the preachings or the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was what Srila Prabhupada was taking around the whole world to preach what Srila Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach.
What did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come to teach?
He came to establish the link back to Godhead by establishing the Maha Mantra, chanting of the holy name.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Yes, very good. Very good. Any other points in support of this? Okay. Now, Ebenama Sankitana Tixna Kadaga Laya Antara Asura Jivira Pelibe Katya Yadi Papi Chadi Dama Dure Dese Jaya Mora Senapati Bakaya Ibetataya. Taking the sharp sword of the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra I will root out and destroy the demoniac mentality in the hearts of all the conditioned souls. If some sinful people escape and giving up religious principle, go far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. This is a song by Lochana Das Thakur in his Chaitanya Mangala Sutra Kanda. So they say when Krishna came, he killed demons. Killed demons like Agasura, Bakasura, Dhanukasura, all kinds of asuras Krishna killed. But when Lord Chaitanya came and he met some very two sinful personalities when they started this Sankirtan movement, they are called Jagai and Madai. So Lord Chaitanya actually sent Nityananda and Haridas Thakur to go and start the Sankirtan door to door. They will come, two of them will come to the door, they knock the door, then they introduce themselves, and with humility, they beg you to take the Maha Mantra. So that was how they started the Sankirtan. So when they were coming, one day they saw some two drunkards, very terrible drunkards. Actually, they were the most sinful people in that area at that time. They were called Jagai and Madai. There is no sin that these two people have never committed. Any sin you can think of, they have committed that sin many, many times over. And anything drinkable, they have drunk it already. Till they are the highest, they are the king of the drunkards. So they confronted Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. And when they were trying to preach to them, one of them broke the head of Nityananda with a bottle. So when the news got to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came and he wanted to destroy them. He invoked the Sudarshan Chakra, in fact, and he wanted to cut off their head. Then immediately, the Nityananda heard him. No, my lords, don't do this. Remember, you have not come to kill them. If you kill this Jagai and Madai, you are going to kill everybody here. Because everybody in this world is Jagai and Madai. Felix, you are always entering and going out, entering and going out, entering and going out, entering and going out. What's going on? So you are going to kill everybody here if you do that. So don't do that, please. I beg. So you have only come to change their demoniac mentality. So Lord Chaitanya came to kill the demoniac mentality of the people in Kali Yuga. And he came with the weapon of the congregational chanting of the holy name. That is the weapon. I say, in this verse, he's saying that if some of them manage to escape, Lord Chaitanya by traveling far to the Western countries, his Senapati Bhakta, his empowered incarnation, we go there and we fish them out and give them Krishna consciousness. And who fits this description? Of all the acharyas, who fit this description? He said, if some of them manage to escape and go far away countries, my empowered representative will go there and he will go and give them Krishna consciousness wherever they have gone. Even if they are going to come to Ghana, if they are going to Nigeria, if they are going to Cameroon or South Africa, he will pursue them and go and give them Krishna consciousness. Who fit that description? I'm asking. Practically speaking, who fits this description that we are giving here? They are given in this scenario. It's Srila Prabhupada. Why is it difficult for you to confess it? It's Srila Prabhupada. Confess. Say Srila Prabhupada ki. You open your mouth and say Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes, jai. Because when those people came to the West, they tried and they went back. Even before him, there were great sannyasis. Srila Prabhupada was a householder. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati didn't want him to renounce and come and stay in the temple because he was already very clever and he was preaching as a householder. He said, stay. And he specifically gave him that instruction. If you ever have money, print books and preach in English language. And he carried that to heart. And with that, he came to the West. After all the seniors have tried and they have faced, like Prabhupada at an old age, carried this instruction and came to the West. Come and fish out those who have run away, who have escaped from Lord Chaitanya's trap in India. And that was how he came to found the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And by his grace, you and me, from far Africa, West Africa, have gotten this messages. So if that is what says, we sent his empowered representative to go around and fish them out and give them Krishna consciousness, it's still a Prabhupada. Those who came before him, they knew that we are not this body, we are spirit souls, for instance. They preached that knowledge, but it didn't touch anybody. They didn't make one disciple. But the Prabhupada came, and with the empowerment, he said, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Then he went ahead to show a practical example. How? If I'm a spirit soul, what do I do? It is the Prabhupada who told them what to do. That as a spirit soul who is part and parcel of God, the purpose of your life is to serve God. How do we serve this God you are talking about? Then he gave all the processes, all the worship processes, all the deity worship processes, temple, a place where those who want to serve God come and associate, and the lectures, and he gave the books, and he gave everything, and told them how to chant, and gave them the minimum rounds of japa to chant every day, and practically trained them how to cook. That was, I say, he was cooking for them. He was cooking for the hippies. He will cook and he will serve them. And after, they didn't even know that when you finish eating, you should wash your plates. You can imagine the type of people probably come to deal with. Somebody who doesn't know that after eating food, free food, if for that matter, you should wash the plates. They didn't know. Sister Prabhupada himself had to wash the plates for them. If they say, we say they didn't know, it's not just that they didn't know. They have become very stubborn and so corrupted in their thinking that they don't know what is good from bad again. Those are those type of people. That Prabhupada come to awaken their soul by showing them love in practical way and telling them how to transmute I'm not this body, no, I'm a spirit soul, into its service equivalent. And he gave it to them clean. Therefore, the Prabhupada's packaging is too much, is too much. And when the Prabhupada said in his purport, he's not the one writing his purport. You should understand it. It was a dictate because the sequential presentation, the consistency, the focus, you'll be shocked. The analogies he brings in from time to time to explain complex situations in a very simple way. It's not human. He was hearing dictation from the super soul. Just connect himself to the super soul. The super soul is also talking to us too. But we don't hear because of contamination, layers of contamination. Now, the super soul himself now manifested himself externally as a spiritual master. So he knows what the super soul is saying, and now he interprets this is what the super soul is saying. So the spiritual master is the external manifestation of the super soul. It's the super soul himself who has taken the form of a human being to come and explain how to do devotional service. And this is Srila Prabhupada, what he did. You see? So Srila Prabhupada's position is very, very unique. And it's actually the Sinapati Bhakta that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking about when he made that quotation. He said, taking the sharp sword of the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, I will root out, see the determination of Lord Chaitanya, I will root out and destroy the demoniac mentality in the hearts of all the conditioned souls. Okay, it did not come and kill their body, cut their head off. But that demoniac mentality, he has to let them know what human life is. He has to appeal to their intelligence appeal to their intelligence and remove the virus in their intelligence, remove the virus in their way of thinking, and establish proper thinking, proper sense of discrimination, proper identity, and went ahead to translate that into its service equivalent. This was Srila Prabhupada did. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, and then he said, if some sinful people escape and giving up religious principles, go far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. So that is Srila Prabhupada. Are you not seeing Srila Prabhupada clearly as the Senapati Bhakta?
Yes, he is.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
Yes, and don't delay to say that yes, because if you delay, it becomes something else. Why is my PowerPoint not? You want to disobey me, PowerPoint? Okay. List point in the box provided below. Okay, that has been done. I also thank you very much for your appreciation of my books and letters and for my speaking in the meetings. They are not my words, as I have repeatedly informed you that I'm simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya through the disciplined succession, and I do not make any addition or subtraction. Similarly, if you all carry these words successively, then the transcendental parampara system will be exactly maintained and passed down to the next generation. That I'm not saying it so hard to add it. Yes, okay, it is there. Okay. So you got it. Now, there is another question again. I think this is even an answer to that question. What can be done? What can be done to ensure Srila Prabhupada remain ISKCON's founder, Acharya, and preeminent Siksha Guru in the future? Write your thoughts in the box. What can be done? What needs to be done to enable Srila Prabhupada remain founder, Acharya, and preeminent Guru for future generation? This is the question. First of all, let us point out some things. What things might jeopardize Srila Prabhupada remaining the founder, Acharya, and preeminent Guru of ISKCON or future generation? What things might jeopardize Srila Prabhupada remaining the founder, Acharya, and preeminent Guru of ISKCON for future generation? What are the things that can jeopardize?
One of the things that can jeopardize Srila Prabhupada as the remaining founder of ISKCON Acharya is if we are not sharing his books, his messages. If we are not sharing his books and the messages he came to preach,
If
and
we
his
are not
instructions.
distributing the Prabhupada books again, if we stop Sankirtan, if we stop distributing books, that can jeopardize, because in the future, generation after us will come, and if books are not printed and distributed, you will see that speculation will start taking place. Focus will be given to books written by other gurus. Other gurus' books are also okay. They can give, but Srila Prabhupada books, should be the main books. It's like you are eating a meal. Srila Prabhupada books are the main meal for all devotees in ISKCON. If somebody comes straight to the temple and is looking for temple inspired by the super soul, and he comes to temple, he should go with Srila Prabhupada books. Other chariot books can be there, but you make sure that you give Srila Prabhupada books to that person. So if Prabhupada books are minimized, if we no longer print them and we no longer distribute them, very soon, other Acharya's books will take over everywhere, and people will say there was one powerful guru who established this movement. It's called Srila Prabhupada. So Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by Srila Prabhupada, remains the book, the study book for all devotees, both past, present, and future. So that's why Bhagavad Gita as it is, that as it is, must be well understood. As it is means that this Bhagavad Gita is written in the spirit of the Gita. The spirit of the Gita is the spirit of submission. The spirit of the Gita is the spirit of submission. The spirit of total submission to the will of Krishna. Arjuna was submissive. And he made submissive inquiries. Initially, he was arguing, trying to argue, establish his position, thinking that Krishna was his friend. He had been a friend all along. So he was speaking philosophy in the mood of goodness. Then when the perplexities became too overwhelming, he said his Gandiva bow was falling from his hands. He could not stand, he could not maintain his position again. Then he submitted in Bhagavad Gita 2:7, where he said, Karpaya dasopata swabhava prishami tvam dhamma samudaseta yashreyasya nishitam bruitame sisyas dhyam sadimam tvam prabhana. So now I am a disciple surrendered unto you. I am confused about my duty. Now tell me decisively what is to be done. I'm a disciple surrendered. Don't see me, I don't longer see you as a friend anymore. See me as a disciple, and I'm accepting you as my guru. Then Krishna began to instruct him. Krishna began to instruct him. And he instructed him as a guru. And yes, he got it. So those things are written in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita written as it is, presented by Srila Prabhupada as it is, means it was written in the spirit of the Gita. The spirit of the Gita is the spirit of submission. That spirit carried by Arjuna himself, who directly heard from Krishna. Then the purpose of the Gita is to deliver mankind from the nescience of material existence. That is the purpose of the Gita. So everything there is arranged as Srila Prabhupada put it forward very cleverly. Then Srila Prabhupada himself gave the subject matter of the Gita, again, summarized them in the introduction of the Gita. Iswara, that is the supreme controller, the Jiva or the living entity, then material nature or Prakriti, Kala or eternal time, then activities or karma. These are the 5 subject matters of the Gita Srila Prabhupada presented. Then the goal of this, where this can take you to if you follow it, that is the kingdom of God. The nature of the spiritual world was juxtaposed with that of the material world. In the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. Then how to go there, the process of remembering Krishna. By total surrender, by constantly thinking, how can you get it? By doing services. So he gave the signs of relationship, the signs of how to carry out devotional service, and where to go, what devotional service can take you to. The process of doing it. Everything was given by Krishna, by Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada remains the pioneer. If you minimize Srila Prabhupada books, you are minimizing the foundation of this movement. Therefore, in due course of time, generally loyalty will fade away. So it's very, very important to always distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Jeremiah, why are you always going out and coming in? You'll be going out and you'll be coming in. You'll be going out and you'll be coming in. You'll be going out and you'll be coming in. We did one leg front, one leg back dance. We are dancing. Stay with us. Don't go again. Okay. So it's very, very important, Prabhus and Mataji's, that Srila Prabhupada's positions will not be jeopardized. Okay. Not distributing Srila Prabhupada books will jeopardize. And differently asked the same question, what needs to be done to ensure that Srila Prabhupada remains the founder Acharya and preeminent guru of ISKCON for future generations? If we don't want to minimize Srila Prabhupada's position, what needs to be done? By the time you answer this question, you are answering, your answer will also satisfy the first question. What are the things that can jeopardize Srila Prabhupada's position as founder Acharya? Then what needs to be done? Differently said, what needs to be done to ensure that Srila Prabhupada remains the founder Acharya and preeminent?
Prabhu, by
Distributing.
distributing his books, the teachings
Yes,
of, yeah.
very good. By continuously distributing his books, Srila Prabhupada's books. Are we doing it or we are not doing it?
We are doing it.
We are doing it, but we are not doing it well enough. We are not consistent.
Yes. Yeah.
Some kind of virus has come into management in ISKCON now, such that the temple managers don't give enough priority to book distribution. The time we joined, every devotee goes out to distribute books. But now, even after knowing that this is what we keep Srila Prabhupada, maintained as the founder Acharya, what we please him most, we don't do it. We don't give attention to it. We don't give prominence to it. We don't give importance to it. Look around all our temples. Very few people, very few temples are taking it serious. But we are lucky that some temples are still taking it serious. But people are thinking that if you can smartly do some business that can bring in money, then there's no need for book distribution. But the book distribution is a jagya. It's a sacrifice. And whatever you can get by any other means cannot be compared to book distribution, because in this book distribution, the pleasure of the whole Paramparam is the driving force. The pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada wants his books to be distributed widely. And his own spiritual master instructed him to do this. If you ever have money, print books and distribute them widely. Do Harinam Sankirtan, and this was the Prabhupada took to heart. With this, he traveled to America. People look at the external luggage and belongings of Srila Prabhupada as his belongings, but they didn't see this particular belonging, the main belonging. It was in the heart of Srila Prabhupada. They could only see what physical eyes could see, but the real treasure was hiding in Srila Prabhupada's heart. And when he was crossing the sea, ocean, he had 3 heart attacks. And there he sang some 2 bhajans. If you study those bhajans, you will see the heart of Srila Prabhupada. He revealed his heart. And that treasure he was going along with that was not seen by anybody. And when he arrived there, that treasure made him to succeed. And that is the instruction of his spiritual master. That was the treasure. He carried along. And by strong, in fact, what Yasya Deve Parabhakti, Yata Deve Tata Guru, Tasyate Katita Yata, Prakasante Mahatmana. To those who have implicit faith in both Guru and Krishna, all the imports of the Vedas are automatically revealed. It was with that kind of heart, fertile heart, that Srila Prabhupada wrote all his books. So their personal essays, their dictations from the super soul that Srila Prabhupada put down as his books. So these books will remain as the scripture for 10,000 years. So if we want to maintain Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent guru, we should continue to distribute his books. And success or failure of any temple is measured by how much importance they arrogate to distributing Srila Prabhupada books. So this is the secret. Therefore, our family business, it is Maya to think that if we do some business like all our calculations have become external. Therefore, we are thinking if we do some business, maybe chemist business or pure water business, or this businesses that chemists are doing, then we make money, then we use money. So the Prabhupada didn't see all those businesses. His business was book distribution, printing and distributing books. And he said, this is our family business. Which family? The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, a global family. And our only business is to print and distribute books. So if we want to maintain Srila Prabhupada as a preeminent guru for future generations of devotees, we have to re-emphasize. And currently, this is one of the things that is being minimized. Many temples have minimized book distribution. And it is Maya's trick to keep us down. So let us be conscious and do the needful. Haribo, thank you. Again, more things, bring more things. What can we do to practically maintain Srila Prabhupada and his position as the preeminent guru? Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'm in the house. Class is going on.
So by going for Harinam.
Going on Harinam. Yes, Harinam Sankita. Book distribution and Harinam, you go paripasu. We are going to resume immediately after the lifting of the ban for drums. We are going to resume Harinam Sankita full flesh, at least 3 times a week in Accra. As we are talking it, we want to put it into practice. We want to wake up from our slumber. No, Maya is very tricky. It will enter through the intelligence and tell you that there are many ways to divorce. We cannot. To the extent that sometimes in some temple, the authorities themselves, they start making mockery of going on Sankirtan with dhoti. They themselves start wearing pujabi so up and down like that. And when you are on dhoti, they see you as dancing to entertain people when you are Harinam dancing. Temple authority. So the falling has taken place already. They're justifying, trying to minimize. But you have to maintain loyalty to this culture and tradition. Don't hide your identity. In fact, more people will come to you than those that will go away from you if you maintain our identity. So let us be loyal to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Then we should also follow strictly the 4 regulative principles. Okay? If we want to keep this movement on and hand it over to the next generation, future generations unadulterated, we must strictly follow the regulative principles ourselves and also spread the importance, preach the gospel of following the regulative principles to devotees. We have to emphasize on it. Okay? You agree with that? I thought somebody will bring that point, but nobody has brought it, so I just bring it to ginger you. There are more points to bring.
Prabhu, that is the paramparan system.
That is the paramparan system. Yes, we have to follow the 4 regulative principles, basically, and chant 16 rounds on daily basis without compromise. We cannot compromise. We cannot compromise these principles for anything. So if we maintain that, then Prabhupada will remain as the preeminent guru. Yes, because he instituted it and we are carrying it out. Anybody that comes our way, we point to the person, please carry out this instruction. If you want to be a member of this movement, basically, you have to follow these four regulative principles and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Therefore, the first thing you should buy is a book, then a chanting bag and bead. Then, of course, can somebody remember any other things? Any other thing in this direction? What do we do? What we need to do to keep Srila Prabhupada in his position as the preeminent guru in his court. What do we need to do to maintain Srila Prabhupada in his position as the founder Acharya? If we say we are loyal to Prabhupada, we should follow strictly the rules and regulations. We should distribute books, Srila Prabhupada books, and we constantly do Harinam Sankirtan. Okay? Then we should celebrate Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. I'm giving another one. You are not coming up with this thing fast. Iswari. You should come up with one of them. What should we do as Prabhupada loyalists to keep this movement or to keep Srila Prabhupada, to maintain him as the founder Acharya and the preeminent guru in ISKCON for the future generation?
I'm trying. We should continue distributing his books.
Okay.
Yeah. Also talking about him.
I'm talking about him. A lot of people constantly quote Srila Prabhupada. We should constantly quote Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said in so place, in a letter to so person, Srila Prabhupada said in so place in Bhagavad Gita, in the purport, compassion for the dress of a drowning man is useless. Srila Prabhupada said it in the purport. We quote the place exactly. We should constantly quote Srila Prabhupada and constantly distribute his books. And we should constantly celebrate Srila Prabhupada the Vyasa Puja. Every year we celebrate Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja. And that is one of the reasons why the GBC body established those programs to celebrate Vyasa Puja for Srila Prabhupada, compulsory for everybody. You have your guru, everybody has their guru, but Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja is general. Everybody should celebrate Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja. And not only that, in ISKCON, one of the things we are doing again to keep Srila Prabhupada in his position as the preeminent guru and founder Acharya is that every day we do Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja. Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja ki? Yeah. Have you not experienced it before? Is there any devotee who has not experienced that every day we do Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja? Is there any devotee in this place who has not experienced that in every ISKCON temple we do Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja every day? Even those who are not coming to temple every day, the Sunday backers, when they come on Sunday, don't they see that we do Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja by 8 o'clock? Ordinary days we do it by 7:30 every day. Then on Sunday, because of the preparations, we do it by 8 o'clock. The Guru Puja must be done. Just as we do Mangalati every day, we do Nisinga Arati every day, we do Tulasi Arati every day, we do Guru Puja every day. And we do Sandhya Arati, evening program, every day. And we sing the same song. So by this, we are trying. And we should try more. The areas we are not performing well, we should wake up and start performing well before we get chastisements from the Parampara. It's our duty to distribute the proper books widely. But we are all thinking that somebody else will do it. This is Maya. So me and you have to do. If you are going to your workplace, go to the temple, buy some books, and distribute them to anyone you meet. Understand? You don't need to be in uniform to distribute it. With any clothes you are wearing, always have some books with you. If you can make it a commitment that every day you must distribute one Srila Prabhupada book, can't you do it? If you are determined to do it, can't you do it? Some days Srila Prabhupada himself will arrange that you distribute 5 books. You meet somebody and the person begin to call titles of books that you want. So what is stopping you from it? It's because you are not thinking of how to make the Prabhupada the preeminent guru in this. That is why. Now that you are thinking about it, anytime you come to the temple on Sunday, arrange to collect some books. Okay? These books, you should come to my office, Ministry of Education office. We have the books for Sankirtan there. You come and meet me, and we arrange books for you. Everyone should have some books that is distributing. Don't let your bag be dry with the proper books. Anywhere you are going, 1 or 2 books must follow. Even if you are traveling far distance, 1 or 2 books. If you are traveling by flight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books as the proper should be in your bag. Because the person that will sit by you will just be idle and want to engage you in idle talks because he's your next neighbor. You give him the proper books, opportunity for you to preach inside the plane. So these things are there. Okay? We should distribute the proper books. We should regularly read and study the proper books, as we are doing in our Bhakti Sastri program, ISKCON Disciple Course, and Bhakti Vaibhava, and all other programs, teaching programs. We should participate. So all of you are participating now. We are doing this in obedience to Srila Prabhupada's desires. Srila Prabhupada wants us to do this. What we are doing this is a service to Srila Prabhupada. And we are getting purified. Srila Prabhupada is getting pleased with us. What we are doing right now, that means we are preparing ourselves not to just be first initiates, but we are preparing ourselves to become Brahmanas so that we can represent the movement. First initiation is like, welcome to this movement. You go to a company, they welcome you, they give you your company tag, and you start going. But second initiation means you are now ready to represent the company. You are ready to represent. Therefore, we can count on you. We know that you are following the principles, you are chanting your rounds. Therefore, your conduct is refined enough for you to represent the movement. That is why the Guru gives you second initiation. Is to catalyze, is to accelerate your progress in Krishna consciousness. Then, both Diksha Gurus in ISKCON and all Siksha Gurus in ISKCON, they should regularly glorify Srila Prabhupada. If you are in the temple, the temple authorities should always glorify Srila Prabhupada. And also, one of the ways we are using to keep Srila Prabhupada on, as preeminent guru is that in every of our projects, we have a kind of signboard. And at the base of it, the bottom of it, we say, Founder Acharya, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami. As soon as you see any strong project, you look at their signboards. Under, you see a Founder Acharya, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And even the temple signboards, you write, Midday Temple, San Santos, Hare Krishna Temple, Midday, Radha Govinda Temple, Midday. Founder Acharya, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And if you look at our letter headings, all our letter headings in ISKCON, you see Founder Acharya, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Founder Acharya, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So in this way, in our small way, we should contribute to maintaining the position of Srila Prabhupada as the Founder Acharya and preeminent Guru of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Okay? Then, in this way, we constantly project Srila Prabhupada in all our projects. Even if it's Food for Life, we are made a banner. Under the banner, we should write it, Founder Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Then devotees should exemplarily follow the principles and established as Srila Prabhupada. You and me, if we say we love Srila Prabhupada, we should try to follow the principles that he established. So by that exemplary conduct, we are representing Srila Prabhupada and we are glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we should regularly coach Srila Prabhupada in our preachings. We should constantly abreast ourselves with the 7 purposes of ISKCON. If you, I'm not going to interview you, but if you do not know the 7 purposes of ISKCON, maybe next class, I will bring them so that you can copy them. Okay? The 7 purposes of ISKCON. 7 purposes of ISKCON were established by Srila Prabhupada. And that made him the founder. That's one of the reasons why he's the founder Acharya. Those 7 purposes were given by Srila Prabhupada. And in each and every temple, these 7 purposes of ISKCON will be printed and pasted. Okay? And every devotee should know these 7 purposes of ISKCON. You should read them over and over until they stuck in your memory. Okay? And if we are always projecting these 7 purposes of ISKCON in front of us, we are actually projecting Srila Prabhupada. And we are contributing to maintaining Srila Prabhupada's position as founder Acharya and preeminent guru, the guru of all the gurus in the International Society for Krishna. After all the gurus become gurus by following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, by reading the books of Srila Prabhupada, by preaching according to what Srila Prabhupada has preached without any adulteration. That is how they become gurus. So we do ourselves best when we project Srila Prabhupada in this way. So this is very important, and I believe this class has also reminded us once again. And now let us read this. This is the time to read this. As we are appreciating Srila Prabhupada and trying to project him and maintaining his position for future generations, Srila Prabhupada is saying, I also thank you very much for your appreciation of my books and letters and for my speaking in the meetings. They are not my words, as I have repeatedly informed you, that I am simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya through the disciplinary succession, and I do not make any addition or subtraction. Similarly, if you all carry this word successfully or successively, then the transcendental parampara system will be exactly maintained. Will be exactly maintained. Yes, be exactly maintained, and people in general will be benefited. That is what Srila Prabhupada said. Srila Prabhupada is very, very appreciative of our efforts, and therefore is encouraging us to maintain. It's encouraging us to maintain. Mora Sena Party Bhakta Yadi Papi Chadi Dama Dure Jese Yaya Mora Senapati Bhakta Yaibe Tataya. If some sinful people escape and giving up religious principles go far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. That Senapati Bhakta Lord Chaitanya is talking about here is His divine grace is like AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. That's why when we finish giving lecture also, every day we conclude the lecture by saying, His divine grace, how close is divine grace lies? Because by His mercy that we are connected, by His mercy, by repeating what He has told us, we are becoming saints ourselves. We are getting purified, and we are getting spiritual vision, and we are becoming saints due course of time. It is Srila Prabhupada who has consistently taught us in his books on how to see material objects with spiritual vision. Srila Prabhupada. He has trained our eyes to be able to see all material objects with spiritual vision. If you see material objects with spiritual vision, there will be purification. That purification, we are getting it because of the training given by Srila Prabhupada. When we say seeing material objects with spiritual vision, anything we see that this is coming from Krishna. As Krishna said, Aham Sarvashya Prabhava, Mata Sarvam Prabhatati, Mata Bhajanta, Bunda Bhava Samavita. I am the source of both the material and the spiritual world. Everything emanates from him, from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service with all their hearts. So it is La Prabhupada, through his books and personal example, have trained us. He trained our gurus. And our gurus have in turn trained us to be able to see material objects with spiritual vision. And that leads to purification. Then it is the same Srila Prabhupada who has trained us to see spiritual objects also with spiritual vision. We are not seeing the deities as wood or stone. We are seeing them as Krishna because of the training and guidance given to us by Srila Prabhupada. We are able to see spiritual objects with spiritual vision. Therefore, all the things in the altar, all the Lordship sacred paraphernalia, we see them as spiritual objects to be worshipped. And that leads to ecstasy. When you see spiritual objects with spiritual vision and act accordingly, purification intensifies into ecstasy. So this is a gift of Srila Prabhupada through the Panam. So thank you very much. So first of all, today we talked about, we gave some brief. We made a recap of some of the things we learned in previous days. And some are so beautiful and fundamental that anybody who missed those classes and missed something, I recommend you go to the YouTube to listen to those classes and make some notes. Then, in a brainstorm exercise, we try to explain the meaning of the terms founder Acharya and preeminent guru. And we discuss the unique function of the founder Acharya of an institution. And in a brainstorm, we encourage students to put down, their reflections into the box, which is in the student handbook. Then we went ahead to enter another brainstorm session. Why should ISKCON followers maintain such exclusive loyalty to Srila Prabhupada? Why? We should discuss how Prabhupada is the empowered representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted that Yadi Papi Chari Dharma Ture Dese Yaya Mora Senapati Bhakta Yaibe Tataya. If some sinful people escape and giving up religious principles, go far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. And we say that Senapati Bhakta is Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His confounder Acharya Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. And we say Prabhupada is special. Senapati Bhakta because he succeeded where others did not. Where others failed, Srila Prabhupada succeeded. He expertly transmuted. I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. He transmuted it into its service equivalent. That I am a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna means Jivera Swarupa Hoya, Krishna Nityadas. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Just as the hand is a servant to the whole body. Therefore, he showed us how to do the service by his own personal example as an acharya. He taught us to the extent that he taught us how to cook. All these corn cooks, it was Srila Prabhupada who started to teach them. Then they become experts by his teaching. And he taught them by personal example, cultivating them like pepper and tomato. To the extent that he cooked for them, he himself served them, and he himself washed the plates to that extent. And he was living among people who are sometimes not wearing clothes again. They passed the stage of wearing clothes. they passed the stage of wearing clothes. And Srila Prabhupada was able to preach to them in a way that they could still understand and started wearing clothes again in Krishna consciousness. Until they became the dancing elephants. That Srila Prabhupada used them to flash the Indians. When he went back to India with this dancing elephant, he flashed them. He came with Westerners, with shaving head, and people tried to minimize them, looking down on them. But when they entered the streets, Ketan, when they started chanting melodiously with excess, the sincerity, penetrating everyone's heart, Indians started crying. Indians were crying. Krishna, what we are supposed to do, we didn't do it. We are running away to the West to look for money. Now we have been trapped. Look at these Westerners, where we are trying to go. They are coming to tell us that what we are living is the actual thing. So he made Indians cry. And in that cry, after crying, they clean their eyes and they come say, Swamiji, what can I do to support this movement? In this way, they started becoming devotees. Sometimes the whole village will come and become devotees. The whole village. And there is a program that is started by Surine Jayapataka Maharaj. Every year is maintaining under Srila Prabhupada's instruction. Every year, devotees from more than 35 countries will visit Mayapur for Guru Purnima. Immediately after Guru Purnima, they go for a program called Safari, where they visit holy places. About 300 to 400 devotees from more than 35 countries will travel together visiting holy places. And in those holy places, the villagers and the townmen, they arrange Ratayatra when they know the schedule of the Safarians. They arrange their Ratayatra to coincide. They arrange public programs, Harinam, massive Harinams around Chennai and other sites. Then these Western devotees come and they will do their program in a way that the local people will come in their numbers and they are shocked. They are crying. They are very good-hearted people, but they have neglected their duty. So when they are reminded, they become very emotional. Then they start joining. By the time they finish the safari, hundreds and hundreds of devotees, thousands of people have joined again. Just visiting these holy places with these Westerners and Africans and people from all parts of the world. People bow down to ISKCON. And bowing down to ISKCON means bowing down to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada brought the Westerners to bow down to Lord Krishna and look for all the holy places and go and eat austere food, eat on leaf plates, sit on the floor to eat, all eating the same thing. All their pride is gone. How did he do this miracle? Indians will be crying. Srila Prabhupada whip them with their tails and they'll be crying. After crying, they clean their face, they come and join, they come and join this call. In the mood of let us join before these foreigners take over everything from us. And they will come in the process, they get purified, they start hearing Bhagavatam classes, they get purified and become pure devotees. So Srila Prabhupada is done so well for us, and we cannot but continue to maintain loyalty to him and act in a way that his position will not be minimized for future generation. Rather, it should be maximized for future generation. Anyone who puts energy in maximizing or maintaining the position of Srila Prabhupada for future generation, all glories, he gets the blessing of Srila Prabhupada and the entire parampara. So on this note, let's see. What might jeopardize Srila Prabhupada remaining the founder Acharya and preeminent glory? What needs to be done to ensure that Srila Prabhupada remains the founder Acharya? This we have done. Founder Acharya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. So in this way, we bring today's class to a closure. And we want to appreciate you for your loyalty and for your consistency, for your determination, and for your willingness to become proper disciples in the bona fide disciplic succession. And we also thank those who are already disciples, but see the need to do this course. This course can be done by any devotee, both senior devotees, both those who have taken initiation, both those who have not taken initiation. We need to refresh our memory. We need to remind ourselves. We need to wake ourselves up from the slumber of complacency. We need to reinvigorate and recharge our spiritual battery, devotional battery, by attending this. So this is a course that you can do it 20 times. Each time you do it, you get more refreshed. Understand? You get more refreshed. You charge your battery full again. Then it can carry you for some years again. Then you do it again. So it is very beautiful. Both this course, Bhakti Sastri course, and all other courses, Bhakti Pravesh and other courses, Vaishnava etiquette and other courses. We should be interested. Any educational stuff, we should do it. It's for our purification. It's a blessing. Okay? So thank you very much. We are very proud of you. But some of you have really hidden your faces. You have hidden your faces for throughout the whole program. So we still appreciate you, but it will be more appreciable if we can sometimes see your faces also, because that also motivates the speaker too, and also encourage other students. So please, can you show your face before we go? If you are taking attendance and on YouTube, you are always off throughout like this. But Joshua, when you were off, what were you doing? Say the whole truth now. What were you doing when you went off?
I went to pick something.
You went to eat?
No, I went to pick something.
Okay. Okay. But you stayed like that for too long. But Jeremiah, why did you decide to go off throughout like that? What were you doing actually? We are not hearing you because you are muted. You are muted, oh. You are muted, oh. You are muted, oh. Unmute yourself first. Hey. Jeremiah is muted. And I will unmute you very soon now. I the co-host will now unmute Jeremiah. Unmute. Ask to unmute. I'm only asking you, I'm not unmuting. Anyway, it's okay. It's okay, no problem. Let's leave it at that. Jeremiah doesn't want to show his face. Please, we beg you, always show your face. Iswari Mataji. You were not showing your face because we are the only Mataji, have you? It's okay. It's always good to be liberal. Show your face. Somebody can be motivated to that. And somebody want to attend the next class because Iswari is there also. So thank you for being there. But we appreciate the fact that even though you came a little bit late, you are there for throughout. It's a very good
Hare
Krishna. Dr. Felix, you are welcome. Felix,
Thank you.
there are two. One is just Felix and one is Felix Ogo. Are they the same person?
No.
Okay, the other Felix is background. Okay, very good. Please, you have to show your face very well. Otherwise, even though you attended, we might think that you didn't attend. The one whose name is only Felix, which temple is it from? The other
Nkoko temple.
Felix from Nkoko temple. Okay, very good. You should tell Matthew and Obeng to wait for next time because they are missed classes till now. We are no longer going to accept them for this particular session. You know, Dr. Obeng, you know, Dr. Matthew, tell them that we no longer accept them in this particular session. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, see you on Thursday. You should go. How many of you have gotten the handbook, student handbook now? How many of you have gotten the student's handbook? Okay. Isa Priya David has gotten. Who else? Very good. But Kwame Yayo has gotten. Who else? Those who have not gotten, please try and get it. Okay? Dr. Jeremiah.
Okay.
Try and get it. Dr. Richards, try and get it. Dr. Arthur, try and get it. Thank you very much. Dr. Felix also try and get it. See you on Thursday, the same time.
Okay, problem.
But myself, maybe on Thursday I will be in Nigeria. Yes, I'm going there tomorrow. So on Thursday, definitely I'll be there. So we'll continue on Thursday. Hare Krishna. It's confounded. AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Prabhupada ki. Thank you.